All right, good morning, Ward Wrestling Live here. We've got our first show of the day here on Friday. We're ending off the week strong. And we got Coach Armand Algarin down at the Gibbons, Cardinal Gibbons. He's been coaching there 6 years. He's been in coaching 10 years at the high school and club level. He was the 2005 Florida State Champ for his weight class. He was the Sun Sentinel Wrestler of the Year, and he's part of the Broward Wrestling Association Hall of Fame, or whatever you guys call it down there in Broward County. And he's with us today, Coach Armand Algarin. Hey, Coach, man, thanks so much for coming on. It's an absolute honor to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. It's always a pleasure to get to meet another person in the wrestling world and get to talk to them. First things first, how have you and your team and your kids been effective throughout this whole new world?
Oh man, it's been a little bit of a challenge, but we kept communication with them for the most part. Just trying to guide them and give them workouts that they're doing on their own, and getting together with each other whenever they have the opportunity to work out, just to keep each other motivated and just stay in shape and just keep working at some of the stuff that they were struggling with. So.
Man, that's awesome. And are you starting to see? I see social media, and social media obviously shows me stuff for around the country, as well as Florida. But are you starting to see some rooms starting to get open? Are you starting to be able to work with some kids? Talk about what's going on.
Us coaches yet not. We haven't got the go ahead yet from the school, but they are working on their own. They have a offsite gym they've been working out at. On their own, just getting, our leadership for our seniors this year, and actually some of our old college guys, I'm pretty positive, have been coming in to help guide them as well, just taking, direction from our coaches, just on what they should be doing and, how to, keep their technique going and, just keeping it together.
That's awesome, man. It must feel good to be able to kind of get that going again a little bit. I know it seems like people are either at the extreme of, I don't want my kid to die from it, or screw it, I'm going to take a chance.
Yeah. So, I know they've been taking the precautions they need to be, so it's definitely been very helpful, with what they've been doing.
Cool, man. Well, first of all, tell us about Cardinal Gibbons Wrestling and obviously what it's meant to you, your high school career, and what it means to actually be back coaching at your alma mater for the last, almost a decade.
Yeah, it's awesome. It definitely one of the big life changers. I had the opportunity to go to a different high school or come here, and they told me if I came to this school, you're going to be pushed. You may not start right away, but thankfully, with the level of wrestling I was doing prior to coming to Cardinal Gibbons, I actually did start, my freshman year, and it definitely the level of competition that we were, wrestling then, and especially in the room with the level of talent we had in the room. We won 3 or 4 state titles when I was there. Definitely, pushed us to another level. And it's just, just to even be considered, as part of the coaching staff. I was very honored once, Coach Patino saw what I was doing at Boca High, and, called me back down and said, hey, you want to come coach? And I'm like, I'd be, it's where I grew up wrestling. So, I definitely wanted to come back there and pass my knowledge, off to the kids and what I'd gone through, and, help them get to the next level and help them get to that, whether it be college or, what it may be. It's definitely one of my biggest passions is coaching, for sure.
Awesome. And talk a little bit about what has wrestling meant for you?
It's definitely helped me, number one, I'd say, gain a lot of lifelong relationships, from whether it be coaching or wrestling. Definitely confidence, because I definitely was a shy kid, I would say, kind of growing up, and wrestling definitely brought me out of my shell, put me in that, those difficult situations and places where you may be mentally and physically to, deal with stuff in life that, will help you succeed.
That's awesome. And talk about the importance of growing up and having a PAL program, and the importance of having those programs and opportunities available to you, and how that helped you kind of get to the point where now you're at Cardinal Gibbons, and you're having lots of success. And then in 2005, you get your medal, and, you know, it's, well, I grew up wrestling, and, you know, having a PAL program and the importance of having those programs and opportunities available to you, and how that helped you kind of get to the point where now you're at Cardinal Gibbons, and you're having lots of success. And then in 2005, you finally, you get your medal, and, That was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, definitely growing up with the Boca Raton Police athletically. I mean, starting with those guys. I mean, I moved from California to Florida in '98. Started wrestling then, and I mean, I probably didn't win my first 20, 30 matches, and then finally once I started winning, then it just started. Everything just started kind of rolling in place, and just going to camps, definitely helped out, and being part of that system of a program to get those 3 years of wrestling before even getting to Cardinal Gibbons. I mean, definitely helped, I'd say, my confidence level and like my skills, especially getting into a van every weekend, going, whether it be Brandon, Oviedo, going to Jacksonville, wherever it may be, Sunshine State games, just traveling, just going to any and all tournaments you can get to just to get that mat time. It was definitely I'd say probably one of the biggest stepping stones to get to, the high school level and be prepared and ready to, face those challenges. And I mean, it was like a tough, wrestling at Gibbons was tough. I mean, my first 2 years, I was one match away from making it to states, one match away every single time those first 2 years. And then it kind of just clicked like in between my junior and sophomore year. And, with, lifting and, getting the right level of matches and going to the different camps and just seeing the different also types of styles of wrestling, because when we were at Gibbons, we traveled like out of state to wrestle, North Carolina, South Carolina, Louisiana, Virginia. Wherever we could go to get that competition, we went. And it definitely changed my style. My junior year, I remember wrestling in a match and I got knocked out and they took me off in a stretcher to the hospital. And, they were going to cut my singlet off. My mom's like, no, you're not cutting the singlet off. You're not cutting the headgear off. I was like, and then went to the hospital. All tests came back negative. Went back, wrestled my last match. So that was like a great memory, walking back out on the mat to wrestle out for a medal, placing my junior year. And then once I got to my senior year, I was like, I lost like one match in double overtime to a kid that I've wrestled before throughout all the years. So just like after that, I was like, I'm not losing again. And it just clicked. And I pinned my way through districts, pinned my way through regionals, pinned everybody at states except semifinals. I think I beat that kid 20-11. And it was just like a awesome feeling to actually, top my senior year off at Gibbons with a state title, not only as like an individual myself, but as a team, because they thought like the year before, that was it, Gibbons is done, they're going to rebuild. And we came back and won a state title pretty soundly, I would say. And it was just like an awesome feeling to, end it strong with those guys.
Awesome. Well, hey man, good for you. And that's great. And as far as the PAL programs, the guys that were volunteering to coach you guys were all police officers, right?
Yeah. It was police officers. My stepdad also helped out. But the majority were like, a few cops. Coach Kevin McCabe, definitely. I think Officer Holland also too. Just giving us the opportunity. To go and do those things and to build ourselves and to have the facilities to be able to, tone up our wrestling and stuff like that, and the guidance that they also gave us too. Not only on the mat but off the mat. As being mentors and somebody that we could look up to.
That's awesome, man. Real cool. So now at Cardinal Gibbons, you guys got a couple alumni back there coaching with you, and
yeah.
Now were they wrestlers for you or with you, or kind of in between your wrestling and coaching career?
They were like the year that they left to go to NC State is the year that I actually came back. So like I saw them wrestle their senior year when I was kind of coaching at Boca High still. I knew who they were, because I would still go back and forth to like both programs, to help out, when I could and stuff like that. But I didn't get to Gibbons till they actually left. But we would actually go up to NC State wrestling camp, and they were like our counselors. So it was good to like actually have them be the kids' counselors, because even them, they knew who they were too. So, and that's how I kind of built my relationship a little bit more with them, taking the kids up there to camp. Yeah,
no, I don't believe that Jamal exists. I only believe that Jamal exists.
No, he's there. I think he's on my, no, that's Jamal. That's Jamal over there.
Yeah. I don't believe it. I think that's kind of a double picture there.
Yeah, right.
but I haven't gotten Jamal on the phone yet. I have gotten Jamel, but all kidding aside, the addition of the twins, talk about how awesome it is. And just from me getting to meet and build a relationship with Jamel, it's been awesome. We text back and forth, and I just feel like, what great character guys.
No. And it's awesome. I mean, to have like their caliber level of wrestling from Division I, especially, and I mean, you could tell a difference within week one of like what we were doing and what their aim was for the program. And I mean, it took a little bit. I mean, because it was tough, and a lot of the kids weren't sure, and they had to buy in. And once they started to buy in, you could tell the level of wrestling rose up, their technique rose up, their hand fighting especially rose up. I mean, you could just tell, like, the direction that they're going to take this program to is going to be awesome. And I mean, I feel like, within this year, or if not the next year, we could be definitely in that, state championship, contention for that first place.
Yeah, well, Jamel's been screaming that. I know the other side of town, Blasucci, is going to be like, I got something to say about that, right?
Yeah.
You guys you guys have a great rivalry going on there. And,
and I mean, we got a young team too. I mean, we only, I think, left 3 or 4 seniors, maybe 5 at the most. And I mean, we got some strong kids back, and some kids that are here, freshmen, that are coming in that should, help, contend for it too. So. Yeah,
I mean, and obviously it says a lot for, I'm sure the coach that's been there, Coach Patinio, for a million years, say, okay, I got Armand in place, I got the twins in place. This program's in a good spot. I can go retire and hang out at the beach or in the Carolinas or wherever he was when I talked to him.
Yeah, I think Carolina. Yeah.
Yeah. So good for you guys. I'm glad to see the program growing. Any Florida program that's doing well is obviously awesome to see. So you guys have a real big tournament that goes on down there. I know it's you guys are the sponsor of the tournament, or you provide the tournament, or you put the tournament on, or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it's us and St. Thomas. We get together, Coach John Rimbley, and it's I mean, we run the Citrus Open. I guess they battle at the beach, they call it now too. And then bring down the big Division I, Division III colleges to compete. Plus, we have the high school level as well for the kids and all that stuff like that. It's a really big tournament, been going on since before I was even wrestling over there too. So, and I mean, it's always great to have like these schools down here, especially for the high school kids, and they can see some top caliber Division I, Division II, III, whatever it is, wrestling, and actually sometimes our kids even get to practice with those guys. So that helps too, I feel like.
Cool. And how can people, is it by invitation? Do they need to contact you guys over there at Cardinal Gibbons? How can teams around the state, the world get involved in the Citrus Open?
Yeah, I think you just contact them, and just, I'm pretty sure there's the website. You can just, log in and apply to get in to the tournament and stuff like that. And I think Coach Patinio is still going to be running that, on a administrative level, so that he can, facilitate what going on. I think this year it's because they're doing construction at the Fort Lauderdale Convention Center. It's at the Deerfield Beach Convention Center. So, I mean, it's still going to be in Broward County. And it should still be a pretty big turnout, pretty big tournament.
Awesome. Well, that should be fun. And so I got a question here. Let's see. All right. Your favorite Florida wrestling match you ever coached?
Okay. This is a big one. This is, let's see, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I had Anthony Temes. He was wrestling a kid from Mater Lakes, and he lost to him twice that year. And this is at the state tournament, 2 place. There's about, 15 seconds left, and I think we're down 7-3. And he is walking back, looks defeated, shaking his head no. I get up out of the corner. I was like, "You're not done. You're gonna get up. You're gonna get 1, and you're gonna throw him. You're gonna get it 5. Let's go." All right, so 15 seconds left, gets up, boom, boom, gets his 1. Kid turns around, shoots in. grabs him underneath the head and neck, throws him to his back. I'm jumping probably like 20 feet in the air. Count 1, 2, 3. Ends up winning the match 8-7 to place in the state tournament his senior year. So awesome.
Oh,
The best match ever. I was screaming at everybody. We got it on tape. His dad's yelling. You can see me. I'm jumping so far. Referee's like, calm down, calm down.
that's awesome, man. That's
Yes.
I can imagine. I can relate. Not at the state level. You know, my son. I'm sure you've heard the story. He went like 0-30, and then this year he finally placed and got a chance to go to regional where he lost 2. But he's working out this summer. He's not resting much right now. He'll do some drilling at home, but the most important thing I think this summer is to get his strength up, his power up. But yeah, he was in the blood match. Is that what you call it? The blood match?
Yeah, blood round. Yep.
Blood match in districts. So this is the match where you place or you go home, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you either go to the 3rd place match or you go home. And he's wrestling a kid, and they're back and forth, and he's up 1, I think. And the kid is trying to come around him to get the 2. And he's holding on to his arm like it's a baseball bat and can't go anywhere. And you could see him holding it until the whistle. And the kid's holding his shoulder like, because Daniel was going to rip that shoulder out before losing that opportunity to go to regionals. And I'm going crazy, jumping up and down. And for me, you know, parents tell me what it's like to win a regional or win a state. And for me, it was the greatest match I've ever seen. Right. So for me, it was awesome, but to see him hold on just to get there. It wasn't easy. You know, he wrestled 138. So every tournament he went to, every place he went, that's a weight class that always had full brackets.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So to see him go through a full bracket in, you know, even though what is there, eight kids or something in the districts?
Yeah, I think 8 to 10.
Well, you know, most weight classes are like 3 kids, 4 kids.
Yeah, nope. Yeah, especially at districts.
For him, 138 always had a full bracket. So I just try to tell him, even though you didn't go further in regional, you lost 2, but you earned going to regionals. You didn't. It wasn't.
Yeah.
There wasn't 4 kids. You know. He got, you know, his quarterfinal match or whatever. Or no, his 2nd round match was against one of the Riveras. So we kind of knew what happened there.
Yeah, Mr. Rivera for sure.
Yeah. So we were just like, can he last more than a minute? Can he last more than a minute?
Yeah.
So, but it was fun, and so I could imagine. And so I do I'm trying to start something on Fridays or every other Friday, starting. It's called Ask the Ref. I've been doing it a little bit. I'm sure you saw it last week. I did where I had him provide all the hand signals so we can create a video that can actually help parents and coaches out there. For example, you get a new kid in your room or in your club room, you can share that YouTube video with them, with their parents, because I'm in the stands, you know, so I hear parents like, what the hell does that mean? Why did that call happen? What the hell is that? Why this, why that? So I wanted to try to provide something that could be utilized by coaches, parents, kids, just to kind of learn the signals and the signs and why these refs are calling what they're calling. So that was what I did last week. But I'm gonna ask my my guest this week, provide a question for my Ask the Ref show this Friday or the end of today.
Man. It says ask the ref. I guess it'd be like, when is an appropriate time to, you know, ask a question, you know, regarding a call, you know, like for a coach, you know, when you need to question it or, you know, need to.
Cool. So I wrote down here.
Or get clarification on why, you know, points were given for this or that if we have, you know, a question about it.
Yeah, so I wrote, when is an appropriate time for a coach to question a call or ask for a clarification?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, this is going to help me a lot because I don't know, you know, I'm not in the
Yeah, I mean, I've seen us get hit with, you know, certain points or this or that when it's, I guess, not a good time to ask a call here or there. Or, So I mean, definitely be helpful.
All right, cool. So I will make sure that I ask that today at 4 with Sips. I'm sure he's probably refed some of your matches at some point.
Yeah.
He's been very helpful throughout this whole process, so I appreciate him. And I've got 10 questions for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. I forgot to ask you the most important question.
Yeah, I was waiting for it.
Youth wrestling in Broward County. Talk about the importance of it, what you started there, what you're growing.
Yeah, I mean, we started I guess we call them the Little Warriors program. Man, it's been 6-7 years. Started out with the late coach Bobby Stanley, and we just tried to start a feeder program. I mean, that's how most good programs are started, as you can see with Lake Highland Prep and Brandon Wrestling Club and all those ones that are hitting the top of the state. South Dade with Gladiator. So I mean, that's pretty much we been going, and I mean, we got a pretty good turnout. Before everything kind of went down and with COVID or whatnot. I mean, Coach Jamal was starting that back up. And we had about, say, maybe 20, maybe 15 kids just to start out with, from our first practice. So that, so that was a pretty big turnout that we weren't expecting at all. And especially with these two guys, with their experiences and their, talent level and stuff like that, to start a kids that, young, and to get them to build a sport. And they're like sponges. That's kind of why I really like coaching the youth program, is because they're sponges. They soak everything up. They're not really distracted, by certain things going around in the practice room, and they get it all. So they're fun, and they want to be there a lot, I'd say. So, I mean, the high school kids, they're definitely there because, I mean, they have a passion for it that have grown. I mean, most of them started out in the feeder programs and have fell in love with the sport and are taking it up to the next level. And, so it's just, I'd say it's very important in Broward County. I mean, I know Hooligans has started out too over there in Hollywood, and, they're definitely, being one of the top programs as well. But I mean, I'd say, with everything going on and how to get, if a wrestler wants to be good, I mean, you're wrestling 24/7, 365. I mean, pretty much straight up in those summer club programs and the feeder programs where you're at. I mean, that's where you start to get better.
That's awesome. And yeah, I was looking down at my question. I'm like, shoot, I forgot that one. So I'm glad I got that back to you. And thanks, man. Yeah, I know I had Coach Morgan on.
Yes.
I've had both of them. I had the one that's down by you, and I've had the one that's up in Michigan. And man, they're both fiery and fun to talk to, and so well versed. But the one thing that they believe in is youth program. They wish there could be a youth club every block in every city.
Yeah.
They don't mind. They don't mind the competition. They don't mind the additions. They just want kids in wrestling rooms growing up, and it's awesome for you guys to have that camaraderie down there and kind of in I believe they're in Broward County too, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and we actually had last year for the summer, we actually, like, instead of kind of going to camps, we actually brought a lot of guys down from out of state. I know we had Hitler from NC State came down, and D. Evans up in Pennsylvania. He's got one of the top premier youth programs up there, and that was really cool to see those guys come down and, kind of give us their knowledge of wrestling. And it was just, especially Coach Evans at the club level as well too.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's awesome. So I'm glad that I didn't forget that one, because that's important. All right. So Dolphins or Canes?
Canes.
All right. Seminole Casino or Hard Rock?
Oh, Hard Rock.
Lauderdale Strip or Las Olas?
Las Olas.
The Swap Shop or Flea Market USA?
Swap Shop.
I remember growing up down there.
Yeah.
All right. Dade or Broward wrestling?
Oh. Broward. Gotta go Broward. I know Dade's tough, but Broward.
Yeah. Angelo's or Paisanos?
Angelo's.
BurgerFi or Jack's?
Jack's all the way.
Lobster or stone crabs?
Lobster.
Fargo or 32?
Super 32.
All right, here's the big one. The Ghost, Jamal or Jamel?
Oh man, that's a tough. I gotta go both at the same time. I can't go one or the other. You know, you gotta get them both. I mean, them in the room together, and then when they wrestle each other, when you see that live, oh man, it's wild. It's wild.
Oh, I bet. I could imagine because getting the opportunity to be at CFWA up here and sometimes getting to see the Rivera twins go at it.
Yeah, because they know what they're gonna do.
Yeah, it's not just I asked Jamel. I asked Jamel this, and I've had some other twins and brothers that are close in age. Like I've had the the pleasure of watching the Riveras the last 2 years, 2 seasons. And it's almost like they know what the other person's doing, like even off the mat. Like I asked them, I think they said the same thing, or Jamel. Like you could see one of them getting undressed to be next on the mat because they see a move happening. It's just the start of the move, but they know that the pin is coming or the end is near, and they just already are undressing, getting ready, and it's crazy. Like the move hasn't even like completed yet, and you're just knowing it.
Yeah, and especially like when I'm coaching with like each one, like I'll have one match and one the other match. I mean, even the coaching styles are, they're different, but they're still like have some similarities, especially like when we're in a close match.
Yeah, it's almost. I bet when you're watching them wrestle, it's almost like two actors like that have been given a script. Like, okay, I'm gonna jump for your leg. You're gonna pull your leg back. You're gonna push my head down, because they probably have been doing it since they were 5, right? So.
Yeah, especially in like when we're showing like scramble situations too, like to get out of a scramble and stuff. So that's great.
Well, hey, listen, anybody that you would like to see on this show, please share my link with them. You have it.
Yeah.
Or they can go on to Ward Wrestling Live and click the button book now. Please feel free to jump into the new private group I have on there called The Exchange. You'll see it. It'll say Ward Wrestling Live Exchange. I have it pinned to the top of the show page. And it's just a place for you to be able to interact, especially with the show, give recommendations for guests, maybe post some of your camps or clinics.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll see if I can get JT Taylor to come on for it. He's a great guy to have on.
Yeah, I'd love him on. Anybody, any of your wrestling studs you have in the room, any youth guys you think coming up. Something that would be cool is your PAL program. We can get them on here too. That would be awesome, and talk about them. Hey, Jamal! Great coach from the Ghost. Hey, there's Jamal. What's up, Jamal? He put great coach from the Ghost.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
I love it. Oh, it's awesome. Hey, it's all in good fun, Jamal. I'm just having a good time. Hey, good luck this year. Obviously, I'll be rooting for you guys, and I'll be rooting for everybody that I get to meet throughout this show. It'll be tough as you guys compete with everybody because
definitely.
I've met them too, so I'm like, okay, where am I going now? So I guess I'll have to hope for a really good match, and obviously when the Florida kids are out of Florida and they're competing, then it's go Florida, and we'll see what's going on. Thank you, Jamal. I appreciate the good word. Thanks for the support. You put love watching the show. So hey, he's got a new nickname, the Ghost. I got him.
The Ghost, right? Yeah, there you go.
He's awesome. All right, man. Hey, you take it easy. Thank you so much. Please keep watching the show. Tell your friends about it. Enjoy it. And I hope that I hope I'm making a difference for wrestling.
Oh, no, definitely are. I mean, it's definitely bringing a lot of awareness, especially all the different coaches and just seeing their different like aspects of the sport and how they think and how they, go about, the everydays of wrestling. I mean, it's awesome.
And, one thing for you coaches is if you go onto YouTube, because YouTube allows me to put it into playlist. So on the YouTube page, I have them in playlists, and one of the playlists is college coaches. So for your kids that are getting ready to start looking for colleges and things like that, most of those coaches, if not all of them, I've asked the question on what are you looking for? What do you expect in an athlete? What do you want them to be when they come to you? How should they prepare for college wrestling and things like that? So obviously you have 2 guys in your room that have transitioned and know that. But not everybody's going to go to NC State. I'm sure the Twins would love them to.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we got a couple good guys right now, Tyler Cabral and Jonathan Leigh, who right now I believe their senior year, or well, actually Jonathan's only a junior. But I mean, he wowed some people at the Super 32. I think it was last year.
Yeah, so, but forget where they're going to end up. It's not about. I don't think it's about listening to these coaches because that's the coach you want to wrestle for. But all these coaches are giving you advice on how to get ready for the next level.
Oh yeah.
What they look for when they're recruiting. I mean, I've had recruiters, you know, Daryl Thomas, Frank Beasley, Coach Angle up in Oregon State, and all these guys are like real dope recruiters, and they talk about that stuff. So yeah, I hope that coaches can actually bring kids there too and say, hey, watch some of these coaches talk and preach, and then get your plan together and set it up, you know.
Yeah, definitely share that with them for sure.
Sure, awesome, man. Well, hey, you take it easy.
You too.
The twins, Jamal and Jamel, thanks, brothers. Love you guys. And hey, kick ass down there at Cardinal Gibbons.
Thank you very much. All right, have a great day.
All right, buddy.
Bye-bye.